Picture this, a coffee bar so unique, so dedicated to its craft that it's been 16 years in the making. Today we're diving into the heart of Boca Raton's small business scene with none other than Sarah Mark, the owner of Six Coffee Bar. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one.
Hello, my friends. Welcome back.
What's up?
To another episode of the Digital Mayors Podcast. Hey, Sarah. You can say hey.
Everybody.
So if this is your first time here, this podcast is all about showcasing and highlighting the things that make South Florida the best place to live, work, play, learn, and give. And we just want to share that.
Yeah, that's right. And if you're a returning listener, welcome back to the family. Today's episode is going to give you all the warm and caffeinated feels.
And before we jump in, we just wanted to give a thank you to our listeners. Thank you for your support. Please remember to hit that subscribe button, give us a 5-star review, and share this episode with anybody you know that loves coffee and even better stories.
I love coffee.
Right? I love coffee too. I've got coffee right here. And before we dive into Sarah's story, a quick shout out to one of our businesses that helps us keep this podcast going. And that's Home Dudes Florida.
Bless up.
So, bless up. Did you just say bless up?
Bet.
Oh, gosh. He's around my 16-year-old nephew and my 11-year-old. Way too much. But anyway, back to the story here. Do you have a honey-do list that's piling up? At Home Dudes Florida, we take your honey-do list and what do we do with it, brother?
We make it your honey done list.
We make it your honey done list.
That's what we do.
And right now, listeners, viewers to our podcast, when you call to request service, mention the Digital Mayors Podcast, we're going to give you 20% off labor up to a $250 savings. So don't wait. Let us take care of your home.
Yeah.
Right? Call us at 561-336-1231, and Chester will take great care of you and get you on the schedule ASAP.
That's right. You go to homedudesflorida.com to learn more. All right. Let's get to the star of the show, Sarah Mark. She's the owner of Six Coffee Bar, a business 16 years in the making. Sarah's journey is fueled by passion, community, and a love for all things local. She's here today to share her story, her mission, and why she's so dedicated to making Boca Raton a hub for small businesses. Sarah, welcome to Digital Mayors Podcast.
Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm super excited.
Same here.
Yeah, we are definitely excited. So let's start off with the name.
The name.
Yeah, so Six Coffee Bar. What does it mean? And why did you choose to represent it with the Roman numerals?
Yeah, so
talk to us about that.
That's something that, we get asked extremely often.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I've been wanting to do this for, like you said, 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really into competitive sports growing up, and I was always number 6. And that was kind of, my identifier growing up in middle school, high school, even beyond that, going into college, was number 6. And I always was saying, I want to own a restaurant. I want to own a bar. I want to own a restaurant.
Yep.
And I'm going to name it Six.
Love it.
And, 16 years ago, I was like, it'd be such a unique and creative marketing ploy to have it be VI. Not only does it look super cool.
It does.
But it's unique. And also I knew that everybody would be like, is it Vi? Is it V? Is it V1? And when you mispronounce a word and everybody's so quick to kind of jump on you and say, this is how you say it, and you'll never forget because you're just so embarrassed.
Right.
That was kind of the tactic.
That is pretty smart.
I was like, every VV, and then your friend's going to be like, it's 6. Yep. And that was kind of the play behind that.
Yeah. And by the way, Brian Rammel, when I first said, he's the one who introduced us.
Yeah, of course.
Who is a past guest on this podcast. When he introduced us, later I said something, remind me, the owner of Vi Coffee, what's her name? And he's like, it's Six.
And he was waiting for that moment.
Oh yeah, and he's like, and her name is Sarah. And so just so you know, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then and you think about it too, because every time someone comes in, they're like, they don't know what to say. So I don't know. We were trying to get into people's heads, kind of make a lasting impression, but that was kind of the idea behind it.
Smart.
You should answer the phone. Like, who do you think you're calling?
Right.
See what they say.
When I say that we get this question multiple times every single day.
So like some of the other places, I've only been in your shop once so far. And I'll talk about that.
We'll beef it up later.
Yeah, but I don't remember. Do your team, do your staff wear like uniform T-shirts? Maybe you have it's SIX. It's spelled VI and pronounced SIX. Something I'll bet you Brian could help you come up with something cool to put on the back of the shirts.
Yeah, so for me, I mean, look, my whole brand is about being different, and like pushing boundaries, kind of being a little bit of a smart ass. So we love that no one really knows what it is. And if you look at our menu, we have food items that have it in it. We have some food items that have the number 6 in it. And everyone's just so confused. Yeah. And it's just...
Keep them on their toes.
Yes.
Yeah, and at this point, it's kind of just like part of our brand.
I love it.
Being that, what is it? What's going on here? You know, so everything that we do kind of feeds into that, like going against the grain mentality. So the name, and if you do look at our menu and our shirts and everything, we wear, 6 stuff, Roman numeral 6 stuff, the number 6, like thinking people might get it, but you'd be surprised, you know? We still get the question a lot.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
But again, as long as they're talking.
Yeah.
Right? As long as they're talking
As long as they're talking, and you know what? It's kind of was the point this whole time. So we're here, we got to kind of embrace it. And
I love that.
Cool. As people get to know us as well, then they're telling people, oh, it's 6, and when we kind of get that connection with people, and once they realize, now they feel part of the family, they're in on the joke, so that also adds.
Yeah, I want somebody to say it to me, so I'm like, stupid, it's 6.
No,
everybody
dummy.
knows.
And that's exactly, we see people that are coming as like couples or families, and they come up, they're like, is it VI? Is it V? Is it 6? And we'll say 6. She's like, I can't wait to tell my husband outside. We were arguing about it outside, so.
That's awesome.
Done. Look at you. That was good.
16 years in the making.
Yeah.
What's kept you motivated and inspired?
I always wanted to be a restaurant owner and a chef. And growing up, my family and like my support system was always telling me, you could never do it unless you actually worked in restaurant and kind of learned every aspect of it. So that was kind of ingrained in me young. So, I went in very young, started cooking, washing dishes, working up the line, going to kitchen manager, started being a chef, doing private chef, meal prepping. And I just wanted it so badly that I would do anything it took to mentally prepare myself until I was ready to make my dream happen. Like, this was my dream. And again, 6 doesn't just represent, the number that it was. It represents, I've had this tattoo on my finger for 13 years now. Yeah. And now 6 represents to me so much more than everything. It represents like the literal unwavering dedication to reaching your goal, whatever that may be. For me, it was opening a restaurant, but for somebody else, it could be to be a writer or a singer. And that's kind of what it's evolved into now, is the 6 represents the lifestyle
passion, drive.
That's so freaking cool.
It's too bad she's not passionate.
I know. How freaking cool is this?
Yeah, so that's, that's why when I was saying there's a short way I can explain what the name means, or I can explain to you the long way. Yeah. And the long way is that, I dedicated my entire life to this, to feeding people and bringing people together in a community setting and giving back to the community that I live in. And that's really what drives the passion and why I love what I do.
That's so cool. I think, again, it's contagious. Let's
get tattoos.
Right?
Let's go.
Done.
6.
Done. 6. Now, I'll get a V, you get an I, or you get an I. I don't know.
You guys can do and you can together.
Wonder Twin Powers.
Let's
activate.
do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's do it.
We could do it.
VI. 6.
Done.
Let's
6.
go.
So, I love that you're so passionate. And I love, too, that you're passionate about supporting local and supporting, local businesses.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges you think that local businesses face, small businesses face nowadays?
Well, here's the deal. It's everywhere, but it's specifically in Boca, South Florida. The landscape here is just, and you guys can maybe agree with me, it's very hard for a small business to make it here. Specifically a restaurant or something like that, because it's very expensive to just be here, to live here, to get employees that live around here, because it's just expensive. It's expensive to live here. So competing with larger corporations is extremely difficult. And that's why you don't see a lot of mom and pops here anymore, is because they just physically cannot. They can't afford it. They can't compete because there's these huge conglomerates, huge corporations that just come in from XYZ, they plop in here, they have millions and millions of dollars, and they almost are too big to fail. So it makes it extremely difficult for a small local business to make it. There are a lot that do, but that's why you see so many small places open and close all the time is because it's just so hard to compete with the larger corporations.
Yeah, I feel like it's different now too. I mean, if you've been to Atlantic Ave lately, there were so many mom and pop places, and now it's
chains.
They're like all gone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Too expensive.
It's a challenge.
Exactly.
Well, one of the things, so we had, as a previous guest, we had City Councilman Mark Wigner. And one of the things that we talked about with Mark was Boca Connect.
Mm-hmm.
And we've learned even since then that Boca Connect goes a lot farther than downtown. Like they'll go, I think,
almost the Turnpike.
To the Turnpike.
We were talking to who? We're talking to Stephanie Hicks.
Stephanie Hicks
about
like
it.
For like $2. $2. So like you have an employee.
I think it's more than that. $2 like within a mile. I think.
Okay,
it is.
but whatever.
But something. It's cheap.
Cheaper.
But relative, I mean, really way less expensive. So for people that it's tough to find parking. Right, your parking lot is not a great parking lot.
Totally.
So you and your employees could park someplace. You could park here at the garage at Meisner, Boca Connect, and I think for free to your shop.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like so, there are things that can potentially help, but that is a problem, right? Again, just the whole thing, the living, the rent,
and exactly, and even just the rent here for small business, it's a lot, but where it's different in other parts of the state or the country, but that's just one of the things that makes it difficult for a small business to be here. And I mean, it just comes down to the resources that larger businesses have versus smaller businesses.
Yeah.
And even, as a small business, if you do grow to a, more larger business, having the resources to expand your operation to keep up with that is extremely difficult, which is something that we've recently kind of had to get into the waters of. And I think that if you're not ready for that, or you can't adapt and pivot quickly, it could be the end of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is something else that's extremely interesting in and of itself. But
basically, it's just scary all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, entrepreneurship is
all the time.
scary all of the time.
We're business owners.
Everyone in this room is an entrepreneur.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, our producer, all of us
Yep.
and what we talked about a little bit before we started recording, right? We support local. We're passionate, and it's helping entrepreneurs, helping small businesses. What's the quote that I say that you?
Which one? My brother's a quote king. I love it.
You ready? A rising tide raises all ships.
All ships.
That's my favorite one.
Right?
Is it?
That's my favorite one.
The better that Ben does, the better I do. The better Sarah does, the better you do.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Hell yeah.
So I love to support local.
Yeah.
I will support local. That's one of the reasons why we do this. We want to know more local.
And I think that as a small or a local business owner or, service provider, you see kind of how hard it is to just basically operate.
Yeah, to exist.
That's why we are so passionate about supporting local and going to local events and pushing up everybody else. And I think that the more we talk about it, have these conversations, the more that other people, can kind of get in.
And one of the things that I think that we kind of keep in mind too, being small business owners, is I'm honestly more forgiving with local, right? With small business,
100%.
Because I know that shit's going on, right? This is you're trying to run your life, you're trying to run a business, you're trying to exist, you're trying, we are very fortunate, my brother and I, that we have amazing teams that listen. Just like you are able to be here because you have an amazing team at your place, we have amazing teams in our businesses that are doing what they do, taking care of our clients and customers so that we can be out here talking and sharing and then networking and bringing in more business and making more introductions and connections, right? But it's we're definitely, I think, more forgiving because I know that you're trying, Ben's trying, we're trying, everybody's trying and doing their best, and you're human.
And it's extremely difficult starting up when you need that support the most to be able to go out and network and go to, I wasn't able to leave my shop for a year and a half, right? Like
sometimes to go home and shower and maybe
then
take
I'm
a
right
nap.
back. Yeah, so it's extremely hard, but that's kind of what makes you good at what you do, right?
The passion.
Yeah.
The passion and it being hard is what makes you learn to push past that and become good at what you do.
Yeah.
So speaking of support, tell us about your new ambassador program. It sounds like a great way to connect with your customers.
Yeah, so I recently just kind of implemented this ambassador program. I thought it was a way to kind of get local influential people or people that I think represent the brand to go out there and kind of do that talking about the business, stirring up buzz for me.
For you, yeah.
Other than, they have a great program. We give them gift cards, we give them a swag bag, we get them looking right, just some of the ways that we add value to the brand ambassador program. But, I can't be everywhere all at once, and I can't have my staff be everywhere all at once. And I'm extremely lucky that so many places and businesses in town want me to go there and kind of be a part of it. And I'm so lucky.
Grateful, right?
But I can't be everywhere all at once.
Correct.
So this was something that I figured would get me to be in those places when I can't physically be in those places, as well as getting our ambassadors their own platforms to kind of go out and
talk to people.
network themselves.
I love
Smart. Wow.
that. Right.
I wish I was that smart.
So good. So good. When you're not running, right, on the day off, now that you have an amazing team, when you're not running the 6 Coffee Bar, how do you enjoy South Florida? Like, what do you like to do on a day off?
So, yeah, I don't have a day off ever.
An hour off?
So when I'm in my hour off, no, I truly,
I've seen you outside of there.
yeah, I do. I go do
times.
stuff, but I'm never off. But when I do go out, it is super important to me that I do try and go out and support local business, especially seeing how my day goes. I tell everybody now, I'm like, you need to go to this place because, if we don't support small business, there will not be any.
Correct.
And that's something that
We need to support each other.
100%. You will not have options of where to go to eat or go to hang out if we do not support local, because it will all just be corporate and they will be serving you the same thing. So a couple of my favorite places when I'm not at my place that are, do they have to be local
Whatever you
specific? So I really enjoy, I go to Kapow a lot.
I like Kapow.
I
I love their
do the
team and
karaoke?
everything. I be hitting the karaoke a little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
we'll see you.
Listen,
If you guys
I
want to
have
get
some
down on the karaoke.
I have some experience.
No, and we can do the next one at the karaoke bar.
All right.
But I like to go there. They're a local business. I like to go to Las Fajitas a lot. That's another one.
Bro, love
go there
Las
for lunch
Fajitas.
often.
That is such a
That is a
local
spot,
What do you
right?
get there?
spot.
Yeah, what do you get?
Oh, I got to get the fajitas with all the accoutrements. When they
yeah?
bring out the ski,
Yeah.
Smoke? Do you get the smoke or no smoke?
extra smoke.
Yeah, love it.
Smoke it up. But, they give you the ski of accoutrements, right? Like,
yeah.
I can't even fit that on my table, all the extra
so
stuff they
good.
get. Or the salad dressing.
Really?
You just got to get the salad. You can get the salad, but you got to get the salad dressing for the fajitas. It's the next level up
Okay.
in your game.
Because I am a victim that I get the same thing every
Same.
time. I get the carne asada
Oh,
with double
so good.
beans, no rice. I mean, the rice is good, but I like their the refried beans. They're so good, and that little enchilada that comes. And our server Anna, hi Anna. Like,
Shout
I
out.
love that place.
Yeah, I get the spinach enchiladas and ask them to keep it in the salamander a little longer.
Oh, yeah.
Get
Oh,
crisp up
yeah.
edges.
Now
Oh.
you're
Yeah, we've never
talking.
been there. No,
And then I put the spicier sauce, the green one. I
yeah.
put it on.
By the way, they have the best salsa in town.
They do, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
And that is why, Las Fajitas, shout out.
Yep.
Yep. Now we gotta go. It's
I
been,
know,
it's
right?
been like a
It's
little
played
bit.
like a month. We're gonna go.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I've
I-
never been. So.
Are you serious, Ben?
I've
Field
never
trip.
been.
we're about to put
Ben,
you
let's
on.
go.
I
Field
would
trip.
love to go.
Las
You
Fajitas.
guys are talking to me. I'm talking about it, and I'm like,
Hey, listen, maybe
Man, that sounds
maybe we
delicious.
could take our 6 coffee cups.
Yeah.
Sarah can wear 6.
We're not
shirt.
ambassadors.
Well, listen, we're ambassadors. We're unofficial ambassadors.
We can get you guys in the program.
Unofficial ambassadors.
Speaking of 6 Coffee Bar, what's your favorite or your go-to coffee drink there?
So I wish I had something more exciting to say that I
I'm
drink.
ready to write it down.
All of my friends, all my employees and everybody, they start drinking this drink. They call it the Sarah Special. It is, and this is going to be oddly specific because I want to put you on, 20 grams of honey, drip coffee, and whole milk.
Okay.
And that is the Sarah Special. And all my friends laugh at me. All the local coffee shops know that I put the honey in the drink. And everybody just starts drinking it.
Yeah.
So, could I go in and order the Sarah Special?
Special?
And
they'll
they
know.
will laugh,
But
you will get it. Of course.
Because by the way, 20 grams of honey sounds delicious.
And it's just teetering, like where it's like a sweet
Yeah.
treat, but like not too much, and
Right.
you feel really good about yourself because it's honey and
Yes, correct. Not caramel.
not caramel or processed.
Listen, I love caramel. I listen to a good
we may have
portion
had some today
this
at
afternoon.
lunch.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. We're not shaming you. Just like we can
shaming
put you on,
ourselves.
we
It's
can put
okay.
you onto that next level
Yeah.
of the honey swap,
All right.
and you can feel good.
All right. And by the way, I don't know how you measure your honey, but I'm one of those dorks that I bought it off of Amazon, but found it on TikTok.
A scale.
Not a scale, but it's the magnetic bendable measuring spoons.
Oh, I saw those.
They're flat.
Do they work?
They're silicone. I bought one for
Oh,
me.
I know
bought one
exactly
for
what
my
you're
brother.
I was like,
about.
that sounds familiar. Do I have
They
some?
fold like origami.
They fold,
Yeah.
and like each one is like teaspoon, tablespoon, quarter. The other one, like
Lydia,
they're
what did you do
multiple
with
sizes.
ours?
But you could
Lydia.
scoop
Did you
honey.
use-
You could do like a teaspoon of honey, put it over the cup, open it, and because it's silicone and flexible,
Slips right off.
you just push it off the side. It takes it all right off.
Wow.
I'm not saying I've done it with Peter Pan
Hershey's,
honey roasted peanut butter,
Oh.
the best peanut butter ever in the entire world
On the planet.
on the planet. But that might be a cool tool for your team.
Yeah, you know.
Peanut butter?
Ooh.
Oh,
We'll add the
measuring
peanut butter.
Yeah.
The
Have you ever
measuring
have you
spoons.
ever tried Peter Pan honey roasted peanut butter?
No, but I'm
is-
gonna have to
It is
The best ever.
try it
like
now.
exponentially
Is it
better.
chunky or smooth?
Smooth.
smooth. You got to
Okay.
get the smooth. Exponentially better than any peanut butter you've ever had. I don't care what you've had.
Peter
Exponentially.
Pan roasted honey.
honey roasted.
Honey roasted.
Yes.
All right, I'll write
You're
that
gonna
one
hate
down.
us.
Yeah.
Why?
We've had so many
Because-
people
I
tell
love
us,
you.
"Oh my God, thank you so much," and I hate you because like eat it by the spoonful.
I've talked about this before. I have, because of my wife who hates peanut butter, eats that. My older son eats it all the time. So I get a jar with my name on it. Daddy's do not touch.
Do
Because I
not
just go grab the
touch.
spoon and usually more than one spoon. So if you could enjoy the Sarah Special coffee with anyone, past or present, who would it be? And por qué?
That's a good question.
Which is Spanish for why?
Yeah, somebody out of history, maybe.
Out of
Somebody
history?
somebody out of
Doesn't
your
anybody.
somebody out of your life. Like, well, somebody.
I think that my cliche answer for that, it's got to be my dad.
Yeah,
My dad's my favorite person to hang out with.
that's cool.
I want my
And-
kids to say that.
Right?
And I know I wanted to say someone cool from history, but like my
No,
dad is.
listen, that's the best answer.
He's the only person I want to sit down with and enjoy a cup of coffee with.
That's so awesome.
You know,
What's his name?
my dad's name is Ben.
Ben.
Huge inspiration for me and
Terrible name,
why I have my he's a huge inspiration for me and why I have my work ethic and why I even, got the 6 and kept going my whole life was because, I just wanted to make him proud and kind of get to the point where I was at. He was always kind of like the restaurant industry is really hard. You're an idiot for going in the restaurant industry
Because he loves you.
because he loves me and it's you are, the odds aren't in your favor. Let's just put
Right.
it that way. You worked in the industry. It's extremely difficult. So,
Well, look, can I just say this? As a dad, I have 2 boys. Have him listen to this, and when he hears you say that, just this part,
Oh, he's gonna cry.
if I heard that from my kids, I'd be like, okay, I can die now.
Done.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I've completed my life.
I mean,
Just
he's
so you know, I'm
just-
like emotional. Like
yeah,
you,
he's
that's
just
amazing.
he's like the most incredible person ever to me. And like I said, now that I have the shop and the dreams came
gotta
to
be so
fruition,
proud.
he comes in and I'm a little busy now. I don't get to spend too much time with them because they live in New Jersey. But when they come down, like all I want to do is just show him like this is what all of that was for. And I know it sounded crazy growing up, but like made it happen. And
Look at me now.
kind of, yeah,
Right?
you
Again,
know?
look, I did it. Like, not look at me now, ego-wise, but like I did it.
Yeah, I did it.
I
And
persevered.
and all of those years of why are you in the kitchen? Why are you, and it's not a glamorous job by any means. I don't know if any of your listeners have experience with that, but it's not an easy job. It's not a glamorous job. You don't get paid a lot, and it's long hours. You miss holidays.
It's passion. It's love.
It's you got to be passionate and a certain type of crazy to do it. So yeah, I could just share a cup of coffee with my dad and be like, we're drinking the coffee of the brand of the number of the sports team that
Right.
I was doing, 15 years ago. So yeah,
By the way, what sports did you play?
I played soccer very competitively my whole life, and
Awesome.
What position?
I was the goalkeeper.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Badass.
Badass.
As a goalkeeper,
Little nuts.
did you ever score?
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Whenever we had the penalty kick shootout, they'd
Yeah.
send me up there, and I don't know if anybody knows about soccer,
Yeah.
but like to have the goalie going,
Yeah.
so that you got to be like
Yeah. That's impressive.
pretty good,
That's impressive.
That's pretty cool.
All right, Sarah.
I love it. All right, so now there's a part we're gonna ask you to take out your phone,
Okay.
show us and show the world what's the picture on your lock screen, and what's the story
What's the
behind
story behind it?
Wow. I wish that this was gonna be cooler.
Oh, listen, that's pretty fucking cool.
it. That's pretty cool.
That's.
I love
listen,
that image, the
Like
black
I
and
said-
white. Super
It's
cool.
beautiful. Listen, having listened to it, seeing that, I get that resonates now.
That's just who you are.
Yes.
Yes, like I
that's freaking
am
That's your brand.
truly and utterly obsessed with my brand and my business and what we do and what I do every single day. And I cannot talk about it enough because yes, it's a coffee shop, but it's also so much more than the coffee shop. We do events for the city. We do, we do philanthropy things with the city. We have whole clothing and merch and everything. So
yeah, well, so this conversation should be published, should be released on January 30th. I know you have an event on the 31st.
yeah,
Right. So hopefully a couple of viewers, listeners will be able to attend. For those that won't have the opportunity, do you have anything else on the books or anything planned that you want to do, events, or is this like a one-off for now?
Yeah, so when we first opened, we did a lot of events. Honestly, we did one pretty much every single week. We did trivia, we did a lot of different things, but it got to the point where we were all kind of wearing ourselves thin, working in the shop, and as we got busier, I was there from 6 a.m. to about 11 p.m.
Every day.
Most nights, right? So that's something in this new year we want to get back into doing events, and that's a way that we add value into giving back to the community and also getting to meet people other than just taking their coffee order and making them food. We love doing the events because it lets us connect with people on a different level.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I guess we have a networking event on the 31st, and that's it's for anybody, but specifically if you have a business or you have a service or your local, whatever it is, if you make candles or if you do sales for a different business, whatever that is, this is a way for you to come kind of network and meet some new people.
And have some awesome coffee. And by the way, so I did have the pleasure last week of stopping into Six Coffee Bar. Yeah. I did not have a Sarah special. But I had...
You had the caramel special.
What, did you check out my order?
I mean, probably.
I did. I had drip coffee with caramel. Okay. Blow up my spot. And I had...
You should have gone with the honey.
Next time.
Next time.
And I had the OG breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
And let me tell you this. For me, that rivals what has become our favorite breakfast sandwich. So a previous guest on our podcast, Leslie Ordonez, she and her mom own Cakes de Sabores, which is a bakery on Hillsborough and Military, right?
I've never even heard of it. I'm going to have to go check it out.
So here's the thing, right? So they're a bakery. They make stunning, beautiful cakes, cookies that are delicious too. They make breakfast sandwiches. I mean, all sorts of stuff. But here's the thing. You ready? What is it I'm going to talk about? What is it that I love the most from Cakes de Sabores?
One of the greatest inventions in the history of food. Cake sticks.
Cake sticks. Okay, so Sarah, I don't know. I know you make pretty much everything in-house.
We don't make cake sticks.
Okay, so I don't know how collaborations between restaurants work, but let me tell you this. So cake sticks.
It would be easier for us if you had them.
Yes.
Okay, I get it. You guys want because it's.
But let me tell you, it would be a huge win because so Leslie and her mom, when they make a cake, right? Cakes, they have to cut the top off so that it's flat. And they were like, oh, we have this waste. We got to figure out something to do with it. So what they do is they take the two cake tops, put them together, cut them into rectangles, and then bake them again. So they're like biscotti, except cake. And they are
way better than biscotti.
Frigging delicious. So delicious, crunchy, go great with a cup of what?
Six coffee.
And especially a really good cup of coffee. Like, we're going to make an introduction.
We're going to have to figure that one out.
Because let me tell you, your people will love it, you will love it. It's win-win-win. It is.
We'll have to look into that one.
Yeah, it is.
Collab.
It is so good.
Collab.
Yeah.
Can I speak real quick about collabs, or is
please.
this not the place?
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that?
Listen, I told you before. This is your show.
Yeah.
No.
So,
all right, fine.
So, like I said, we try to do as much as we can to support local and get local businesses out there. So I brought this in because right now, what we do is we collab with other local.
Prezzo. Eddie Pazzulli.
Yeah, shout out Eddie. So we try to do stuff like this to collab with other local businesses or entrepreneurs, business owners, whatever it may be, to kind of get their name out there in a more non-conventional way. Mm-hmm. So we recently did this with Eddie, with Prezzo, and you just scan on the back, and it's like you get a free espresso martini if you bring the cup in. So it's
so cool.
So they take your trash too. That's awesome.
Exactly. And you get an espresso martini.
That
it sounds
awesome.
like it is like a win-win.
And by the way, espresso martinis at Prezzo. I'm not a drinker, but who is it that loves espresso martinis? Alana St. John, Katie Burke. Who else? There's somebody. Lindy.
Everybody.
All right. So Prezzo. So you ready, ladies? Hit Six Coffee Bar. Have an amazing coffee, a delicious breakfast sandwich, maybe a cake stick in the future. Then you take your cup with that sleeve, take it over to Prezzo. and get an amazing espresso martini.
Sounds like a fun day.
That I want to be part
We
of it.
can make you a whole local day just based
Right?
Like a
on
scavenger hunt.
Oh,
Ooh.
let me tell you,
Boom.
that is a freaking cool idea. We'll figure something out about that. I like that.
Absolutely. That's awesome. And I have to say, so my brother, so we live on the same street, about 7 houses away from each other in the same neighborhood. And the day that he went to your place, he stopped at my house that night. He's like, "Oh my God, I had the best breakfast sandwich ever. The OG." I think it was, I had a meeting on Federal south of Palmetto the next day. I'm like, "Ooh, I could stop by after." So I was like, I don't think I heard anything that happened in the meeting. Sorry, Frank and Rania.
Yeah.
I went straight there. You gave me the tap.
Yeah.
I ordered the same sandwich, and wow.
And I laughed because you came in and ordered the same. You texted me, said, "Whoa, great sandwich," and then the next day you came in, ordered the same sandwich.
I told you, listen,
and
we
laughed.
find something we like to share.
Yeah,
And-
especially
Right?
food.
A rising
Yeah.
tide raises all ships.
And I love that.
Yeah. That's
And by the way, I told I think 4,000 people
Yeah.
how good it was as
oh my
well.
God, so good. And that was just the one sandwich, the OG.
Yeah.
Right? That was just
The
that's
bre-
just
the
bacon, egg,
breakfast
and cheese on a bagel.
I didn't,
Yeah.
to be honest. So I'm weird, and my
you
wife
are.
makes fun of me. Like I don't look at menus before I go to restaurants. I like to be surprised. I guess.
That is weird.
Is it?
Yeah.
So my wife, like, we get there, she already knows what she wants. I'm like, that's not fun. I want to like explore,
experience.
and it's an experience for
in
me.
the ambiance.
So I didn't really look at your menu. Just so you know, I'm like, my brother said to get this. I'm gonna come in another time and do my own exploration.
I'm telling you, nobody ever looks at the menu.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have people that come in every single day for a year and a half straight, and they'll be like, "I didn't know you had wraps
Right.
or XYZ."
Oh,
and
by the
we're
way,
like,
is there anything viral going on at your shop?
What?
Oh,
Like, just so you know, so six.
Just because we win it? Oh,
not
no,
just because of
something
us. So 6 Coffee Bar.
not yet. After this, maybe. You
hopefully.
Know? Yeah.
Right. That cake sticks at Cakes to Sabori's and at 6 and an OG sandwich. Oh my God, went all the way around. But so everybody is probably familiar with oh my God, what's the place? Vinny's All Day Cafe in Boca. That is like blown up.
Still have never been.
Yeah, blown up
Me neither.
for their Caesar chicken wrap.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to a restaurant near there. They were closed on the day that I went. So I'm like, oh, I keep seeing this place on social. Let me go there. Big, delicious. I was there early, so I didn't hit the line. Like right now, apparently lines are like an hour and a half long to get their wraps. So 6 Coffee Bar is viralitating, going viral for your chicken Caesar wrap too.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we've been making chicken Caesar wraps since we opened. A little bit different than Vinny's, but you know, Caesar wrap, how different can it be? But
The dressing
We don't
out
use
here.
dressing
so-
or lettuce.
yeah, like exactly. So yeah, we make everything in house, and someone came in and not even planned or anything, just came in and made an organic video about how we make the croutons in house. So we cut the lettuce fresh, we make the chicken fresh every day, make the dressing fresh, and it just absolutely exploded.
That's
This
so
video
awesome.
throughout the whole city and to Miami. I have had people come from Orlando to come get this
Shut
wrap.
up.
People
That is
from
awesome.
Miami on the weekend. I drove 3 hours to come get this wrap.
Shut the front
And
door.
I'm like, thank you so
Right?
much because
And by the way, grateful, right? You are
Oh my
so
God,
grateful.
how freaking cool is that?
You did what?
I'm like, you just drove 3 hours for my
Yes.
wrap. Here's a coffee. Here's a, you know, like
Yeah.
because
Oh, I'm gonna say that next time
Oh
I
yeah,
go
yeah,
in.
yeah.
you know, but like, for someone like me, it's like
Yes.
to hear someone drove that
Yes.
far to
That
have
is-
something
what
that
an honor.
Yeah.
I've created
Yes.
Yeah.
is nuts.
Like I told you before we started recording, like we were at the Florida Atlantic basketball game and 3 separate people
Exactly.
came up to us and were like, "Oh my God, the podcast is great." And we're like, "Oh my God, you've listened? Oh my God, thank you."
You love us.
Right? They love it's so cool, right? So
Yeah.
I get that. And you're blowing up over that. And we're going to go in, we're going to have a
Yeah.
chicken Caesar wrap
Yeah,
too.
and it's been honestly life changing, especially like I said, going all back to being a local small business.
Right.
In the beginning is when you don't have the big budgets to go out and do XYZ. So and social media is such an incredible tool, obviously.
Yeah.
But I never thought in a million years that one video of one item could change my life overnight.
Amazing, right?
And it
Yeah.
changed my life, my business, my employees, changed everything for us. We had to change the format of the shop
Right.
to accommodate
So
for
cool.
the amount of people that we see now every day. And it's
Oh my
just-
God, so you ready? So what do we do? Oh my God, well, let's do it. What's his name? Lee.
Kevin Lee.
Bruce.
No, Kevin? No.
Kevin Lee, the
No.
food guy.
The food is Keith Lee.
Keith Lee. His
Hold on.
brother's Kevin Lee. He's
Yeah,
a
the
UFC fighter.
MMA fighter.
He's been in the shop before.
the brother or
The brother. Yeah.
like the guy with the videos or no?
No, not the
Okay.
guy with the
So look
videos.
at we'll tag Keith and say maybe he should come check out Six Coffee Bar and check out the chicken Caesar wrap. And, right? I mean, because you're freaking good and you're doing good for the community. More people need to know about you.
And you know, right? I agree with that in the most humble way possible.
Yes.
I agree with that. And that's another thing. Supporting local and supporting small is you come support me.
Yes.
And I support the city that we live in.
Correct.
I employ your neighbor.
Yes.
I employ your nieces and nephews.
Yes.
You can go to all these other places, but you know, whoever owns the company's living in LA
Chicago
or New York or
LA
whatever. And it's like, it's a circle, right?
Yep.
You raise
Rising
the
tide raises all shit.
But it's a circle, and that's something that I think that the more we explain to people, the more they'll be willing to come out, support local, which is our whole thing is hashtag support local, right? That's what we eat and breathe.
Yep.
So.
Awesome. Well, I think we're going to take a quick coffee break to talk about our good friend, Fernanda Macedo at State Farm. Whether you're looking for auto insurance, home insurance, or even a little chat with Jake from State Farm, Fernanda's got you covered. Mention the Digital Mayors podcast, and maybe, just maybe, you'll get an invitation to have your picture taken with him and her.
At her office.
At her office.
Right?
Yeah.
Listen, so visit askfernanda.com today and tell her the bros sent you.
The bros.
That would be kind of cool. And so, all right, Sarah, it is time for the fun segment we call The Book of Awesome. So,
The Book of Awesome.
Right, here's how it works. My brother's going to pass you the book.
Okay.
We just ask you to flip open to a page, take a look at the headline, and let us know if it comes, if it brings up a story, a thought, a memory, something cool, because it's a book of awesome.
I'm getting nervous that I have to read.
Nah, you're
all right,
good.
ready?
Ready.
Your colon.
Shut up.
What?
Your colon.
It does say that. I confirm. Tell us about your...
Ask me about my wiener. No.
You can flip another one if you like.
All right.
I'm not interested in learning about your colon.
Sorry, guys. Hold up.
Right?
All right,
we're going to rip that page out?
Perfect. This one says, when someone unjams the photocopier for you.
Oh, yeah.
So, what does that, am I saying what that makes me feel like?
What's it make you think of? Or does it bring up a story or anything? Do you have any?
I wish I had a specific The first thing that came into my mind was that somebody is willing enough to come out of their way and not be having their goggles on to come and try and help me.
Yeah.
Which is something that I've been seeing a lot lately in society is like, I'm going to have my goggles on and not really worry about anybody else. We're getting really deep here.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So
Ben took off his headphones.
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
It's very deep.
we're just getting very deep, Yeah, so someone unjamming the photocopier for you, just kind of paying attention to everybody that's around you and helping them out where you can.
It's a great analogy, right? I mean, I think it's awesome because that translates into life, right? I mean, you're looking at two people here who many times have made our days a lot harder by going to help someone else, whether changing a tire.
I think of how many tires I've changed in this community for people that I know and for people that I don't know.
And those are life-changing moments for those people when you took off
listen,
your
you
goggles.
Ready? And you ready for me? Oh, should I even share it? I don't even
share it.
know.
It's too late
this
now.
Embarrassing story. I was in high school. Oh, this was bad. So I was in high school. A friend, like there were a bunch of us out. I was in my 1975 old Delta 88, sky blue, baby blue. Had a bunch of friends. The other friend, their car got a flat tire. So me and one of the other guys went to go change the tire, and the car wouldn't move. And again, we're like 16, 17. We're like, little shitheads. Come on, we don't know what's going on. And there were no cell phones back in the day. So they had to call a tow truck. This is so embarrassing. It was this guy. It wasn't me. They, you know how I say they, we.
You.
Put the tire on backwards. Put the wheel on wrong way around. So it was a drum brake. And we had it on backwards, tightened everything, compressed the drum. Car wouldn't move. Dummy. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
But you never did that one again?
No, never.
There you go.
But again, that's how you get smart.
You learn. That's how you get smart.
And that's how I've been able since to help people change a whole bunch of tires. Maybe it's just my payback.
That's okay. You're a good man.
I try. Thank you.
And hey,
right back at you.
Thank you for putting this together today. I appreciate you.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
So before we wrap up, Sarah, what advice would you have for someone or like a young entrepreneur that wants to turn their passion into a thriving business?
To anybody that wants to be a business owner or an entrepreneur, you gotta just keep going and you gotta do the hard things. And the more you do the hard things and the more that you push through the hard things, the easier those hard things get. And
I just read today maybe it was our buddy Fernando who we just mentioned, shared something that says something to the effect of your problems don't get easier. You learn to deal with them better.
Yeah.
Right? That's right there.
100%. And, being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, it's all just a lot of big problem solving, right? So the more problems you solve and the more familiar you get with solving them and not quitting when they're hard, the better you will be and the easier those problems get. So just keep going and push through. And a lot of it, half the battle is just pushing through and showing up for yourself and showing up for whatever your passion is every single day, no matter what.
That's awesome. I mean, you are incredible.
That's cool.
For real. What a cool story. Like, we've met you a couple times. We haven't talked that much before.
Yeah.
I mean, Brian always says great stuff. You're going to love her.
I don't really give that off,
You're back of house.
You're awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever.
Right?
But, I appreciate you saying
for real. Like, I've said before about other people, I have a real good bullshit meter. I'm a good read of people.
That's why he doesn't talk to me.
No, I don't want to talk to you. I get integrity out of you. Like, you say what you mean and you mean what you say.
Exactly. And to some, it might come off as a certain way, but
whatever.
Again, not everybody's meant to eat at your table.
And that's right.
Right?
And
let them have dinner, just not at your table.
Exactly. And I got things I got to get done, and I have things that I'm here and I stand for, and there's things that I want to do in the future, and I say what I say, and I say what I mean.
Yeah, I love that.
That's awesome. So we want to highlight another incredible guest from a past episode, Alana St. John with Rails Jewish Family Services. They're making a huge impact in South Florida, offering support, resources, and hope to families in need. Learn more about their programs at railsjfs.org.
And don't forget, go back, listen to Alana's episode with us here on the Digital Mayors podcast for a look at what they're doing, what one person can do to make a difference.
She was our first guest.
Yeah. Alana and Rails JFS are just doing awesome things. And speaking of awesome things, Sarah, let me ask you this. For people that are watching and listening that just love coffee and love supporting local and love local business, how can they make a difference? Right? Is it just go support, be out and about, and listen? Yes, still hit the chains, but support local.
Yeah, I mean, specifically if we're talking about coffee, if you don't want to spend money, just doing a shout out, telling people about it is one way, but going and getting your coffee and figuring out what you like, so you could, for example, if you go to XYZ place that's located in 700, 1,000 stores around the country, and you get one specific thing there, every local coffee shop can kind of mimic that. You just kind of got to work with us, and we can get you close to that. It may be a little bit more expensive at a local shop, but you have to also kind of take in that, with that, a little bit of a premium price, which isn't that much more, right? Or the inconvenience of, I have to get out of my car. You're supporting somebody that's also supporting
your community,
the community,
and a taxpayer, and
the quadruple taxpayer, right? Yeah. And your kids and the schools and everything else that's local. And I don't think that people think like that all the time, but
we'll change them. It starts here.
That's why, I talk about it. I'm very open about it. I'm borderline aggressive about talking about,
It's just passion.
Yeah, and you might like something from somewhere else, but if you work with your local coffee shop, and there's so many local small coffee shops that are owned by people that live in the community, and you're not just supporting them when you do that. You're supporting their 10 people that work there, the taxes, the schools, the money that they donate, the events that they go donate to. And it's just so much more than just getting your cup of coffee. And then, we do events with the community. We get to know people. We do so much to give back that coming in and working with us to kind of find what you like. It's coffee. It's, it's not that serious. We can figure it out with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you like your quad shot, double shaken, this with 2 brown sugars in this, but like, that's just feeding into the machine. Yeah. And we're kind of trying to change that narrative.
Love that.
Just support local and push yourself out of your comfort zone, like push yourself to be that person. I do it all the time too. There's so many times where I want to go to I'm just going to say, XYZ place. Yeah. But I tell my people I'm with, no.
Yep.
Let's go to a local spot tonight because that's who needs it. And even if you do it once a week, once a month,
it makes a difference.
It makes
by the way,
difference.
you meet cool people.
Yeah, who are in the same boat as you.
Who are in the same boat. And listen, and build friendships and relationships. Think about, the one that pops off my head, local businessman, has been a restaurant owner, Samir Changela.
Samir, I knew you were going to say that.
Right? So here's a guy who owned a restaurant in Boca. We found it sort of by accident. It was the Tilted Kilt next to the movie theater in Boca. We were at the movies with my older nephew, left. Mikey was hungry, and we said, oh, there's a restaurant. We didn't know what it was. It was newer. We went over. We appreciated it. But the food was really good, too. And so we went back a few weeks later with some friends to watch a New England Patriots playoff game. We're from Massachusetts.
I want to see what your face looks like.
I'm from New Jersey.
Okay. And Samir doing his job.
That doesn't mean we like the Patriots.
No, I get that. Nobody does. But Samir doing his job as a good owner was walking around and asking people how things are going, and we ended up having conversation and shared some tequila. And next thing you know, at least 10 years later, we're friends. And, we were out to dinner the other night. It's cool what happens when you support local.
Yeah.
I love that. And
I think we need to rage against the machine, by the way.
Ooh.
Just saying.
I think
and
we
that's
should rage
and
against
that's
the
in the
machine.
nicest, kindest way possible. Is like everybody's so.
Bulls on parade.
I don't want to go shop at Amazon, or I don't want to go shop at blah blah blah. But it's like, but you rather spend $5 at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts every day when you can just, spend $1 more and push back into the community. Yeah. And it's like, also it's this might be $6 and that's $5 because they have 100 million stores and people, just coming.
The buying power is different.
And it's just to have that conversation, to explain it to people is, yes, it's frustrating, but it's something that we need to continue doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So could you make me my medium iced caramel swirl with cream and sugar at your shop?
We can come close.
All right. I'm
gonna
come try.
Special.
You can come close.
Can I get 20 grams of honey?
We're from Boston.
Yeah,
I love my Dunkies.
Dunkin' Donuts.
I love my Dunkies.
Yeah.
And
their food sucks shit, by the way. It used to be good.
Yeah, they changed.
And whatever they did, it sucks now. But
it's
I do
tough.
like that coffee. But I'm gonna come and I'm gonna see what we can do.
Ice caramel swirl.
I get it.
I don't get it
it's
that
tough
often.
out there.
Mm-hmm.
We can sure come close.
Yes.
And if you're willing to work with us, every time that you come in, we
get a
can
little
get
better.
closer and closer.
Listen, 20 grams of sugar. Of honey. That's pretty specific. Like they're working. I think we can figure it out.
If it took me this long to perfect it, we can work together and perfect yours.
I'm down.
I think that's awesome.
A little OG sandwich or whatever other sandwiches there may be. I don't know.
Yes.
You gotta come find out.
I can't wait.
So I just want to say this, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining us today. Your passion is contagious.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Contagious.
Right. I want to support you. I hope our viewers and listeners want to support you.
Yeah.
Eric Rosenblum.
Yeah, man.
Thank you guys.
Eric, you got to go.
Yeah.
I know
Thank you
because
guys
Eric
so
listens
much.
to it.
By the way, we could give Eric a shout out.
Yeah.
Eric, who's the
yeah.
owner of Southgate Design, a printing and design company, made this for me yesterday.
Yeah.
He was saying, he was talking about printing and said, hey, listen, if you want you and your business to look like a rock star, call Southgate Design. I can do that for you. And he literally did that, right? That's my promo picture from Battle of the Bands through the Boca Chamber of Commerce. I was the singer of Cat 4. Go Cat 4. Yeah, man.
Like I said, I gave him the picture. I didn't know what he was doing with it, but he asked for a good picture of you, and I'm like, I love that.
It's a good one.
That is pretty funny.
Good.
That is pretty funny. But yeah, like for real, thank you so much for making time. Listen, you took time out of your shop. This is where you spent your hour. Thank you. We are
thank you
grateful
guys
for that.
so much for letting me talk about what I love.
Yeah, listen,
about.
you're passionate about the coffee and the food and the community and the whole thing. It's just inspiring.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And to our listeners and viewers, make sure to visit Six Coffee Bar. I'm telling you, you are going to love it. It's such a cool vibe. Again, when I went in, everybody was so friendly.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Make sure to follow them on Instagram at VI Coffee Bar and support Sarah's incredible work. She deserves it. Look at this passion. Give her some love. Go buy some coffee. Go have a sandwich.
Yeah. Oh, a sandwich. Yes. And
I want a chicken Caesar wrap.
I know.
So bad.
We're doing that. We'll do it maybe this week or next.
What
We're
time
doing
is it?
Remember, please, to subscribe to the podcast, leave us a 5-star review, and share this episode with people you think are going to appreciate Sarah, her passion, her drive, or, just a great cup of coffee, an amazing sandwich, and hopefully some cake sticks soon.
Yeah, we'll have to look into the cake sticks and the peanut butter.
Yeah.
Just have a jar of peanut butter.
Oh, I did not. I have not tried cake sticks and peanut butter.
You haven't? That was like the first thing I did.
See the look on
Are
his
you
face?
serious? I swear to God, I got the peanut. I'm like,
such disbelief.
Yeah,
you got your peanut butter on my chocolate.
Wow. Oh my God, I'm disappointed.
I'm sorry.
We need to go. I have some cake sticks at the house. We'll go home and you'll try it. Just not my jar.
Yes, sir.
So that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Digital Mayors podcast. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Squaw.
Squaw. Thank you.
Don't do my squaw. That's my squaw.
Sarah, seriously, thank you.
I did.